Welcome back, our dear students. In this part of the video, this is the third and the last part, by the way. Inshallah, we're going to answer all the questions of the third PDF of Unit 3. بقول لحضرتك the wood الخشب ده أول طبعا exercise عندك would go through a process. The pharmacy is opened مفتوحة. السنتنس دي passive. Plastic toys are very cheap because thousands of them are mass produced. Few days I and my friends meet at the club. Every few days. Noah had a spectacularly big birthday. The house was surrounded by tall wooden fence. Music suddenly blasted out from the speakers. The play was so good that I was totally immersed. None knows who my friend's house robbed. There are plans to build new cycle lanes through the city, but they haven't yet implemented it, so it still take the bus. Ali won't be able to use the computer until he has repaired. Once I have finished, when we have baked, we won't be able to stay in the hotel until they have finished. When Tariq has passed, when I have finished all my school exams, I will look. I won't be able to get a job until I do. Soon my little brother will be too old for primary school. محلولة شكرا. When I have fixed my computer, I will help. I'm studying medicine. I'm going to be a doctor. The main purpose of a paragraph exercises for the top notch. الناس بقى الليفل العالي قوي بقى. Which of the following sentences is structurally incorrect? احنا عايزين السنتنس الغلط هنا. We were married for 10 years before we had kids. احنا اتجوزنا 10 سنين قبل ما نجيب أطفال. We have been married for 10 years before we had kids. We have been being married. دي طبعا باينة انها غلط. Having been married for 10 years, we had kids. احنا عايزين الانكوريكت هي دي. الأولى صح والتانية صح والأخيرة صح. Which of the following sentences is structurally احنا عايزين هنا بقى الايه؟ الcorrect. Yesterday between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Sammy had played again. طبعا دي غلط. When I got to the station, the train had already left. دي مظبوط. She was cold because she has forgotten. دي غلط. My father had visited Tokyo 3 months ago. طبعا دي غلط. هي دي اللي صح. Which of the following sentences is structurally دي برضه عايزين الcorrect. Before his mother arrived, Ahmed had been playing computer games for an hour. I've been searching for a long time before I found the book under the sofa. دي طبعا غلط. Selma is tried غلط is tired أنا آسف at lunchtime because she had been طبعا غلط. Salim had been working in the company for 6 months before he has طبعا غلط وعايز الصح أول واحدة. طب هنا عايزين الايه؟ incorrect. The happier you are at work, the more productive you become. طب she answered the question as cleverly as a genius. طب my car is not so reliable as yours. طب my suitcase is twice heavier than yours. أنا عايز الغلط بقى. The happier you are at work, the more productive you become. طب she answered the question as cleverly as a genius. My car is not so reliable as yours. My suitcase is twice heavier than yours. طب لو دي شلنا منها cleverly, she answered the question as clever as a genius. كانت تبقى صح عشان كده هي incorrect. طب هنا عايزين الايه؟ الcorrect. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain of the world. He is the worst cook I've ever met. This was the boringest book. The clown's performance was the funniest of all. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. يبقى الوحيدة الكوريكت دي. طب هنا عايزين الايه؟ incorrect. Much less water flooded into the house than I expected. Tennis is a far harder game than football. There are less people here than promised to come. The more you protest, the more guilty you look. طيب much less water flooded into the house than expected. كنا مظبوط. Tennis is a far harder game than football. طيب there are less people here than promised to come. طيب دي جملة مظبوط. The more you protest, the more guilty you look. طب دي بقى. There are less people here than who promised to come. I felt awful by the time I finally got home. Most children are more well-behaved as they get older. بيقول لك which of the following is not in the past perfect. مين في دول مش في ال past perfect. Had she ever been to this bar before today? He hadn't seen her. Never before had he met someone so interesting. He had a strong hope that they would meet again. هي دي اللي مش had will be. Which of the following is a function of the past perfect continuous? Function يعني يصج وظيفة. To describe how long something had been happening by a specific point in the past. To indicate the cause of a past result. To indicate continuous action that began in the past and continues into the future. Function A or B. When do you use the past perfect tense? To describe a wish or a desire for things happening in the past, in the present, in the future, طبعا in the past. يلا بينا. To immerse. To implement. The speaker. To surround. The adjective means causing difficulty or problem, inconvenient. Means extremely good, spectacularly. Is a series of actions, process. Produced, mass-produced. On the most phones are very good now. The speakers. The shops are surrounded by. No, I had a spectacularly big. The play was good that I was totally immersed. They have not yet implemented. The wood goes through a process. All the trains were cancelled, which was very inconvenient. Plastic toys are very cheap because thousands of them are mass-produced. We hope that the Olympic Committee will introduce, as I approached the house, in fact, this was a system designed to totally immerse the audience. Unfortunately, it was too expensive to implement on a large scale. It wasn't until the synonym of need is require. A new approach. We are all in need of real reform in our educational process. They can print whole rolls of paper thin speakers rather than بدلا من. Nobody watched a match other than. It's hot today. The temperature exceeds 40 Celsius degrees. Can I have a tin of tuna? Scientists have found more practical way to produce. What applications do you think the new paper thin speakers might have? I'd like to be an astronaut, as I think space technology have been able to study most of these planets. Astronauts. We can send. أنا آسف اللي بيدرسوا البلانيتس astronomers علماء الفلك اللي بيروحوا للسبيس الastronauts. Scientists have already sent spacecraft. With each journey to space, we can learn more and more about the universe. A is a special doctor, surgeon. Our medicines or things that make medicines, drugs, is when doctors cut open body, operation. Means something that try to make you feel better. Treatment. Scientists all agree that we see more artificial intelligence. Factories already use artificial intelligence to build cars. Build هنا معناه manufacture يصنع. Some young people are interested in finding out about. Arwa wants to know everything. She's always curious. Astronomers are constantly searching for. Water is essential for all life forms. Most of the students depend on. The internet helps me to keep in touch with. On a bigger scale. On the other hand, technology helps us discover new cures for. On balance, the boy works as an apprentice. If you get an apprenticeship, technology evolves every day. My father had an argument. Please clean the table because it's dusty. You should repaint the house as it's gloomy. Behave yourself. The spider uses his web. Will football hit me in the face? So I got black eye. I got black eye. ده expression معناه عيني زرقت. If you're too tired to cut the grass, I'll cut it for you. I'm buying flour and eggs because I'm going to make a cake. I haven't tidied my room yet, but I promise I'll do it this afternoon. I'm sure I'll finish. Watch out. You will bang. Look at those black clouds. It's going to rain this afternoon. The plane takes off. Chicken or meat, ma'am? I will have meat. Tomorrow morning, the first lesson at school starts. They are flying to Paris next Friday. My grandfather will be 83. I'm sorry I was late for your lesson today. I promise that I'll never be. Susan is getting married. You, if you come late again, will punish you. Our manager is having dinner. The heavy bags for you. Please let me. Will carry. The branch of this tree shaking. It's going to fall. The prediction. When he comes next week, he will give me some money. He will tell me the details after he meets. The bank opens. No, sorry. The bank is opening عشان do new branch. The future plan with all the arrangements done. Somebody's knocking on the door. I'll go and open it. Will you help me? The museum opens. I expect Al-Ahli will win the league. The meeting, as soon as he arrives, will start. I hope I will be. The fairy leaves. We will have returned. She is going to become. I think my brother will be a doctor. It's arranged. We are going to the Red Sea. I expect I'll see you. Are you going to play tennis? The film starts. Don't worry, I'm sure you will see. The weather report says it. ناقصه ايه السؤال ده وناخد going to be. The twins will turn. If you like, I'll make the salad. We've arranged everything. We are picking Hussein at 9. Fine, you set the table and I'll cut the bread. Selma and Sarah have made plans. They are going skating. Sammy can't help you tonight. He's working on a science project. I want to buy a new villa, so I'm going to save a lot of money. I expect he passed the exam easily. Will. She to London next spring is traveling. Ali won't be able to use the computer until he has repaired it. Once I have finished, when we have baked, we won't be able to stay in the hotel until they have finished. When Tariq has passed, when I've finished my school exams, I will look. I won't be able to get a job until I do. Soon my little brother will be too old. When I have fixed my computer, I'll help you. When the experiments we will collect have done. It's arranged. We are going to the Red Sea. I think my cousin will study. Are you playing tennis? My German lesson starts. The launch of the satellite is. We will. He drives at breakneck speed. He's going to have an accident. That's it. This is the end of the video. That's it. See you inshallah next time. Assalamu alaikum.